Vibes, you're welcome to another live streaming session. Hope you are good. And today, or rather tonight, today's Thursdays, and Thursdays are all about family. And the special topic for tonight is family and emotional support, and how family contributes, to our emotional support, or rather our emotional well-being. Now, have you ever wondered why, in our toughest moments, in our toughest times, in our challenging times or challenging moments, we often think about family, or we often turn to family first? This is because, there's a bond that goes beyond the physicalities that connects us to our family. And there's an emotional bond that is really meant to be, very much lingered, or rather very much authentic, or rather very much spoken of in the family, because once the emotional background, the emotional part of every family is secured, it will build a long and lasting bond amongst the family, and it will help, because the power of emotional support goes beyond just what we can see, or just what we feel it is. So tonight we're talking about family and emotional support. I'll begin tonight in the name of the Father, Son, and the Spirit. Amen. Like I said, have you ever wondered why in our toughest moments we often turn to family first? And tonight we'll be diving deep into the power of emotional support within family, and why it's a foundation we all need. Why it's a foundation that is truly and really very much essential, because in family, as an individual, we are all rooted to the kind of family we come from. And the kind of family we come from talks much about our background. So the way you would be as a human or as an individual, the way your traits, the way you relate with people, the way you understand empathy, and the way you communicate with people, the background and the genesis starts from family. That's why when there's a lack of emotional support from family, it affects the one individual and the way the individual relates with people outside, or relates with the neighbors or classmates, colleagues, people outside society. That's what I mean. So tonight I'm talking about how family and emotional support is meant to go hand in hand, and how they are intertwined, and how the power of emotional support can help the foundation of every family and the foundation of every individual. In the building, we have Steezy. Yo, Steezy. What's good, my brother? What's good, my brother? Family first. Family first. Very essential, very necessary, very important. Family first. You're welcome. Easy shout out to you. Now, we all know family. Family is the smallest unit, but then it's a whole that determines, or rather, it's a unit that determines the whole. A family determines how a society would be. A family determines how a community will be. A family also determines how a country or a nation and how the world will be at large. Because it's people that form a family are various or different individuals. Yeah, and we have different families. Now, if every family has a family value that is based on emotional support, or the understanding of emotional support, this is best to say every individual that belongs to each family will understand what it takes, or understand what it means, to develop emotional support, or to live in an, with the knowledge or understanding of emotional intelligence. And now, if I understand emotional support, you understand emotional support. The person beside you understand emotional support. Your neighbor understand emotional support. A random person out there understand emotional support. It's easier for we as individuals to relate with ourselves. It's easier for we as individuals to understand. Okay, yeah, this is what this person is going through. This person may not be my brother. This person may not be my sister. May not be my cousin. We are not related by any way or in any way. But then I understand what it means, to go through some certain things, because through my family background, through my family value, through my family teaching me emotional support, I understand what it means and what it is, to go through some emotional aspect of life, and how I can relate with other people going through emotional traumas and challenges. That's why emotional support is very much essential. And the first place we can actually and truly learn emotional support is from family, because family is often the first source of emotional support we experience. Now, you agree with me when I say, there's some persons out there that they behave, permit me to use the word, unruly. Now, they're behaving unruly not because they want to behave unruly, they're behaving unruly because probably they lacked love growing up, or the way their parents groomed them, or the way their parents trained them was either hard love, or first love. You know, African, especially African homes. Yeah. What? Shout out to you, Easy Steezy. Bless up. Now, African homes, especially. I'm in Nigeria, precisely West Africa and Africa. So I'm using like where I'm from as a point of contact. But then family is something that is not just limited to a particular place or a particular country. Family, corners around the world, and something that happens in one family, you can use it to like use as a point of contact to relate with things that happen in other families around the world. Now in African homes, it will be hard. You rarely see a father or a mother, telling their word or their children that don't worry, I love you. It sounds to you, if your dad, or I'm talking about African home now, if your dad or your mom has ever told you like randomly out of the blue that don't worry, I love you son, I love you my daughter, it will sound kind of absurd. You'll be like, did anybody pray for my dad this morning or this afternoon, or did anybody pray for my mom? Because it's not something that, now it's not your fault, it's like longevity. Now longevity, I mean, it's something that has happened, from generation pre their generation. That's before their generation. There's something that their great grand has been, trained with. So they're only trained in like soft love or emotional kind of love. So for your dad to tell you, I love you son, you'd be like, is everything is everything okay? You'll be like, is my dad? You'll be like, dad, are you leaving this earth? So it's something that is absurd, and it's not their fault. It's because their parents also didn't tell them, I love you, and their parents didn't also tell them, I love you. I think the way African parents express love is when you mess up, like you do something wrong, and they beat the hell out of you. Now they finished you like black and blue. Now, the way they'll let you know that they love you is that they'll tell you, come on, stop crying, and go and carry your food. Now, how do you just beat someone and tell the person that carries food? Does he? Are you? It doesn't sound nice though. At least tell me sorry. At least tell me, okay, I'm sorry for beating you, but don't do it again. You stepped on the line, or you went over the line. Don't do it again. But they'll beat you. They'll not tell you, my friend, stop crying before I is you that will tell me to stop crying. You don't allow me to go through the pain and process the pain, because sometimes they are not crying. See, the way we were flogged when we were growing up, we became immune to like physical pain. It was now the emotional pain, this kind of thing, or the psychological pain, this kind of thing that your dad will flog you and be like, is this man my father, or this man is a soldier that just disguised you to or this man is a soldier that just disguised you to be my father. So, it's that the emotional thoughts and psychological thought that goes through your head that be like, what is happening? That's when the thoughts that come to your mind, just pack your things and run away from the house. I know virtually at least 70 to 80% of us at different moments of our lives have wanted to run away from home. Then when you run away from home, when hunger finish you, that's when you remember that, oh more, no place like home. No matter where you go, remember the road that leads you home. That's when I remember, oh my guy, I may run, but then running will not give me food. Let me go back home. So Nigeria love is different, man. That's it, man. No, Nigeria love is just different. Africans, our love is just different. It's to be hard for your parents to just like tell you that I love you. It's hard, but that doesn't mean they don't love you. And that way, an African parent to let you know that they love you is like telling you that make sure you go to school, make sure you pass your exams, make sure you do this, make sure when you come back from school, stay in the house, read your books and do your assignment. Now they are key on education, and this is because they want the best for you. They want you to have a sound future, you feel me? They want you to have a bright future, but they can't come out plain and tell you, see son, I love you, and I need the best for you, and I want you to be, the best version of yourself that you can be. And you can't really be the best version of yourself without taking education serious. So just remember, whenever there's a kind of challenge in school, I'm always here for you, and always remember that my love is here for you. Just take your education serious. Don't worry, I'm rooting for you, son. I'm rooting for you, daughter. Don't worry, your dad got you. So you hardly see an African parent tell you something like that. To tell you, if you don't do your this over days, or you come back from school. Growing up there, we like to play. When we come back from school, nothing they want to tell us. We just drop our bags outside. Outside was the lifestyle. See, we hadn't eaten, but outside was the lifestyle. We hadn't had anything. Outside was just the lifestyle. And now coming inside was like, a tragedy. So whenever you're outside, that's when you're like at your best. And your parents comes home and probably you come home like after work and they don't meet you at home. Bro, you're finished. You're sincerely finished. And that way they'll let you know that they love you. They'll be like, why would you be outside by this time? Can't you see that it's late? Now did you do your assignment? Now you've messed up, oh, but then they are still trying to tell you that, see, even while playing, you shouldn't neglect your education. So African love is different. So you don't see in an African home or a Nigerian home, showing love in a kind of soft way, but it's hard love, but then it's still a kind of emotional support that comes through that hard love. That hard love is like it reminds us that, see, take your education serious. And if you mess up, you wouldn't go scot free. So instead of messing up, don't mess up. So it's like them disciplining you in the right way. So that's like an emotional foundation or an emotional build up. But now we're not focusing on continent or country. We're focusing on family and emotional support. And I said family is often the first source of emotional support we experience. It shapes how we navigate the world and deal with life's challenges. Now, emotional support from family isn't just about being there during the good times. Now, it's about the reassurance, it's about the comfort, and it's about the understanding provided when things get tough. Now, a lot of us, grew differently, and some of us didn't have, that kind of reassurance. Like I said, African love is kind of different. So some of us didn't get that reassurance, we didn't get that understanding provided when things got tough. We didn't got things provided for us when we needed. You get so some parents, may mistake financial support for emotional support. No, because money can't actually get you everything. Money can't really purchase everything. Money is meant for the financial aspect. Money is just a necessity of life. To attain basic amenities of life, but it can't really give you everything of life. So most parents just focus on the financial aspect and neglect the emotional aspect. So, but emotional support from family, it's very necessary. It's about being there during the good times. It's about being there during the tough times. It's about the reassurance. It's about the comfort, and it's about the understanding provided when things get tough. You feel me? Give me a sec, please. Okay, as I was saying, I said it's about the reassurance, it's about the support, it's about the comfort and understanding provided when things get tough. It's in the gentle words of encouragement from a parent when you feel unsure. It's like the embrace of a sibling after a long day. Now, I'm not just focused on parents, I'm focused on family as a whole. So it could be siblings, it could be the quiet presence of a grandparent who has seen life's up and downs and knows that sometimes you just have to listen. Sometimes you don't have to judge the child. Sometimes you don't have to judge the youth. Sometimes you don't have to judge the teenagers. You just have to let them rant and rant and rant. And all you have to do is just listen, because sometimes, we just need someone to just pour out our hearts to, without feeling judged or feeling segregated or feeling a kind of discrimination in a type of way. And family is the best place you can get that, where you can air out your feelings, where you can be vulnerable without feeling the least, or where you can be vulnerable without feeling that someone would attack you, or be vulnerable without feeling judged, or vulnerable without feeling scared. And when you see that some of us that grow up, and they find it hard to be vulnerable. And one thing you should understand about vulnerability is that when you find it hard to be vulnerable, you may hardly ever enjoy any relationship of yours, because for you to truly enjoy a healthy relationship, for you to truly enjoy a successful relationship, believe in me, I kid you not, I wouldn't lie to you. You need vulnerability, and vulnerability is embedded in emotional support. And some of us that really didn't get this emotional support growing up, it would be hard for you to be vulnerable, or to be hard for you to take in vulnerability, because you'd be scared of letting yourself open to another person. You'd be scared of truly giving yourself out to another person, because You don't want to give yourself out and someone that chooses you to catch cruise, or you don't want to give yourself out and someone takes you for granted. So that fear makes you just lock in your feelings, makes you lock in your emotions, and makes you lock in your desires. But then emotional support from family builds that vulnerability and makes you understand that vulnerability is one of the best ways to get the best out of relationships including family. You get so I said in moments of emotional turmoil, family can act as a safe harbor. Now, you understand what I mean by emotional support. There's some of us that, in school, then something crazy just happens, and the first person that comes to your mind to call is your mom, or the first person that comes to your mind to call is your dad. Why? They may not be present. You say you may be far away from home, but the first person that comes to your mind, isn't your friend, but your parent, because you understand that, see, anybody I call now, they may feel the type of way. They may not really get me, but my parents, I know that when I call them, even if they may not 100% understand what I'm feeling, understand where I'm coming from, but they would listen to me and they wouldn't judge me. I remember then in school, there's sometimes, that I'll be feeling some type of way, I'll be feeling kind of, should I say, kind of low in energy. But I try as much as possible not to feel low in energy, because being low in energy sometimes is about the mind. So renewing your mind helps. But sometimes that I don't 100% feel myself. Why is that? I call my dad or I call my mom and I tell them, please, say a prayer for me and pray for me and stuff, or pray with me. And when my dad prays, I feel good. My mom prays with me, I feel good. Sometimes, I may be arguing some things with my siblings, or arguing some things with my friends, and I need to quote like a particular scripture. That if I say this, if I should quote this scripture, now they will truly understand what I'm trying to say, because the Bible gives every knowledge and understanding you're actually looking for on this earth. Bible gives you everything. And I'll call my dad. I'll be like, see, I'm trying to remember. Before I finish, if you just tell me it's so. I'll be like, thank you. I knew you're the right person to call. So that kind of support, that emotional support, that you have a foundation at home, you have a backbone. Family gives you that backbone that that you can always lean on without feeling scared that the bone may fall off. It gives you that backbone that, yes, it's like a spinal cord that guides you through life and through life's moments and through life's experiences. That's why emotional support is very necessary in family, and family is the first foundation of or the genesis of emotional support of every individual. Now, some persons may say they didn't grow with their parents, or no matter who you grew with. Now, family isn't just limited to blood. There are blended families which some persons have, step parents or stepmothers. There are chosen families, where you say, okay, yes, this is my friend, and you guys become the best of friends, and friends turn family. There are adopted families, that adopt you into their family, and you guys become a family. So family isn't just limited to blood. But what I'm trying to say, family is the basis or the foundation of emotional support of any individual. Is the first source of emotional support we experience, and that shapes how we navigate the world and deal with life's challenges. Now, it's a place where you don't need to pretend. It's a place where vulnerability is 100% accepted, and a place where love is unconditional. So, the best place you learn about love and you learn about the unconditionalities of love is in family. This is where you can relate to your parents, you can relate to with your siblings. You can tell them anything and everything without feeling scared or feeling the type of way that if I let them know this, I would get judged, or if I let them know this, I'll be segregated from the family. No way. Family is a place that you mess up. There's some of us that have messed up pretty bad. Like, we've done crazy and crazy things, but that didn't stop our parents from loving us unconditionally. That didn't stop our parents from playing their role as parents and paying the rent of over our lives. And paying rent. I don't mean just financially, but emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise. But tonight we are more concerned about the emotional aspect. Now, whether it's dealing with heartbreak, whether it's dealing with failure, whether it's dealing with fear, or whatever, family members often step in to remind us of our worth and provide the strength we need to move forward. Now, there are some of us that have gone through some kind of crazy heartbreaks, and Being with your friends will truly enable you to heal faster or enable you to heal well. So what some of us do is that more road to home, like you just go back home because when you're at home you're reminded of that unconditional love. You're reminded of that safe space you can be yourself and air out your views. You're reminded that, bro, you're heartbroken, girl, you're heartbroken, but don't worry, we see you. You're reminded that, see, no matter what is going on with you, you're seen. You know, there are people that feel you. There are people that value you, no matter what you're going through. So some of us go through heartbreaks, and we go home, and just few days you spend with family, just few days you spend in your mom, and you see yourself, you're bouncing back. And again, some of us, go through failure, and you're going through failure. Like I would always say, failing doesn't make you a failure. So never think because you failed, you're a failure. So I don't like most times I don't like to use the word failure because it's like, let's say you do something and you weren't like successful at that thing. Family is there to remind you that, bro, through the thick, through the thin, through the good, through the tough times, we are still here for you, and this is your support system. This is the support system that can never sway you over. So throughout the tough times, family is there for you. When you're scared of trying something, when you're scared of trying new stuff, when you're scared of venturing into new businesses, when you're scared of going or changing location or going to a new city or new environment, family is there to remind you that, don't worry, you can succeed. So family members often step in to remind us of our worth and provide us the strength we need to move forward. Their support is a reminder that we are not alone, that even in our darkest moments, there are people rooting for us, willing to carry some of our body. You know, there's a say that a problem shared is half solved, something like that. One thing you need to understand is that when you share a problem with someone, now they may not truly 100% have the solution to your problem, but you agree with me when I say that sometimes that we are going through some crazies, we are going through some like hell of moments, and we just need someone to talk to. Speaking to someone doesn't mean this person will have like a solution to the challenge or a solution to the problem, but your heart is heavy, the burden, the load is too much, and you just need to just air out. You just need to pour out everything in your mind or everything that's keeping you. And you just see someone and you talk to the person, and before you know, you're all right. The person may not have a solution to your problem, but the ability for that person to actively listen to you and feel where you're coming from. And when you don't, you'll be like, bro, man, thank you for listening to me. Girl, thank you for listening to me. I just needed someone to talk to. Now, this person may not have the solution to your problem, but you needed someone to talk to. Now, that's the emotional support, and that's the foundation that family grants us. Family is a reminder that we are not alone. And even in those our darkest moments, there are people still rooting for us and willing to carry some of our burden. And family is the easiest call. You're going through stuff, you just call your mom, you call your dad, you call your siblings, and you let them know that some stuff you may be going through that you may not feel that urge, or feel that 100% comfortability to share with your friends. But you can call your family member and let them know, and before you know, you feel all right. And like I said, there's family by blood, and as well there's chosen family. There's some friends in our lives that are now like brothers. There's some friends in our life that are basically family, and when you're going through stuff, just speaking to them, you feel elated. You feel all right. You feel like, bro, the burden is lesser now. So that's family for you. Family brings emotional support. Now, but one thing you need to understand is that emotional support within family goes both ways. Now, everything is rooted in love. Now, one thing you need to understand, that you need to understand about emotional support, it's not just about receiving love and care, but also about offering it. You know, if you give, you will receive. So you cannot just be expecting love, you cannot just be expecting care, you cannot just be expecting support from your family or from your friends, and you as a person or you as an individual, you aren't offering any of it. Nah, you have to be there for each other. You have to be there also for your family members. You have to be there to lend an ear. You have to be there to show empathy when a family member as well is struggling. You have to be there to listen actively when a family member as well needs someone to talk to, on its own to run to. So it goes both ways. It's about offering and about receiving as well. Now this mutual exchange Now, this mutual exchange of emotional support, it builds deeper connections. Now, it fosters trust and it creates a strong foundation that endures through the trials of life. Because now it creates, that longevity in the family and that longevity in your understanding as an individual that, bro, there's always family and there's always a foundation and there's always an emotional support. So it fosters trust and it creates a strong foundation that endures through the trials of life. And this helps you even in your relationship as well, because when you learn about emotional support from family, when you build that emotional foundation and support from family, it helps your relationship and the way you relate with people outside and even in your personal relationships as well, or in your marriages as well. Because when you understand love, you understand care, you understand how to offer it, and you understand how it is when you receive it, you will know how to relate with people as well. Now, I'll end by saying, at its best, family support is a reminder of our shared humanity. It teaches us that love isn't just about celebrating the highs, but about standing beside each other through the lows. In a world that can often feel overwhelming, in a love that can often feel sometimes like people don't care about you, family provides a space to recharge. Family provides a space to be heard, and family provides a space to be uplifted. I'll say it again. Family support is a reminder of our shared humanity. It's mutual. It teaches us that love isn't just about celebrating the highs, but about standing beside each other through the lows. Now, these are another aspect that you should understand about relationships and love. Love isn't just about celebrating the highs. Love isn't just about partying all night. Love isn't just about having all the good moments. Love isn't just about, smiling and smiling and smiling. There are times that you wouldn't really understand what's happening. There are times that, the going may get tough. So love is about understanding that, bro, no matter the situations, no matter the circumstances, either we are celebrating the highs or during the lows, it's about standing beside each other through the lows and about celebrating the highs as well. Now, in a world that can be overwhelming, in a world that can be segregating, in a world that can be discriminating, family provide a space to recharge, provide a space to be heard, and it provides a space as well to be uplifted. All right, guys. That brings us to the end of today's session on family. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. I hope you got one or two things, because I can see I got one or two. So, bless up, guys. Thank you for coming through. Shout out, and a big shout out to you. So, wherever you're watching from, this is me saying bless up, and I thank you for coming through. Wherever country you're watching from, shout out to you. You guys are the review VIPs. I appreciate you guys so much. So, wherever you are right now, if it's night where you are, it's night where I am right now. Have a good night. Have a special night. Sleep good, sleep like a baby. And wake up strong and healthy like a giant. And wake up a better version of yourself. If it's morning where you are right now, go out and excel. Go out and excel. Go out and have a special and a pleasant day. Lines falling pleasant places for you. If it's afternoon where you are right now, stay safe, stay calm, stay collected, stay hydrated, do mind your business. And don't forget to show love. Life is meant to be lived. And, love is one of the best ways, to navigate through life. So show love to people, show love to your family, show love to random people. And, that's another way of impact, leaving an impact, in the lives of others. And that's a larger purpose. So that brings us to the end of today's session. And in everything you do, cultivate gratitude as a lifestyle, because gratitude keeps us in check. Gratitude makes us recognize the good things in our lives, regardless of the situations or the circumstances. Gratitude makes us recognize, the good people in our life. Gratitude makes us recognize our family and appreciate them. Recognize our friends, and appreciate them. And this boosts the intimacy, the bond, and the love we share. And gratitude opens doors for more blessings. So cultivate gratitude as a lifestyle. It will help you. Make it a conscious practice. Sometimes you may forget, but then there are a lot of things to be grateful for. And gratitude reminds you that, bro, the going may get tough, but there are a lot of blessings that can be quantified, and it keeps you in check. So bless up, guys. We've come to the end of today's session right about now. And your host for today is Koda, and the vibes. This is live stream daily. So I blow up. and I can't really do this without you guys. So thank you for steadily coming through every night. I appreciate you guys. But it's way beyond that. It's about changing the narrative. It's about changing the stereotype of our generation. It's about living a life of impact. It's about learning. It's about unlearning, and it's about relearning. And it's about living a life of impact and living a life of legacy on the sands of time. Bless up, guys. Right about now, we outside. All right, guys. Thank you for coming through. See you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Friday is all about fun, so just come through. Let's have fun. Whatever questions, AMA sessions, you can ask me anything. Just come through tomorrow. Let's have fun, guys. So bless up. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, and from me to you, have a good night. Bless up, peace, and one love. Stay safe. Come to the end of today's session, and with the Father, Son, and the Spirit. Amen. I love you guys. Please say it back. All right, I was you guys. I said it back. All right, guys.